One of these three men keeps Madonna in shape. Number one, what is your name, please?
My name is Rob Parr.
Number two.
My name is Rob Parr.
Number three.
My name is Rob Parr.
Only one of these people is the real Rob Parr, and is the only one sworn to tell the truth. Now let's meet our panel. Co-star of Murder, She Wrote, Ron Mazak. From Head of the Class, Christine Hodge. Actor and raconteur, Orson Bean. And to tell the truth's very own, Kitty Carlisle. Here's the host of To Tell the Truth, Lynn Swan.
Thank you. Welcome all of you out there, and good morning to our panel.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's get right to the story presented by our first group of challengers, all three of whom claim to be the one and only Rob Parr. And stay with me as I read along this affidavit. I, Rob Parr, am the personal fitness trainer for the music world's #1 lady, Madonna. Over the past 3.5 years, I've put her through a cross-training schedule that alternates running, cycling, weight training, and flexibility techniques. We exercise 7 days a week for 6 months to prepare for her Blonde Ambition tour. With that schedule, she's got to be lean and mean. So, whether at home in Hollywood or touring through Asia or Europe, Madonna, her bodyguards, and I hit the streets every day. Sometimes she wears a disguise in hopes of avoiding the ever-present press. If we have to run away, it's easy because Madonna is in great condition. She's really up to par. Signed, Rob Parr. We'll find out more about Madonna's Muscle Man right after this. All right, panel. These three people all claim to be Rob Parr, Madonna's fitness trainer. Let's start the questioning with Kitty Carlisle.
Oh, thank you. I can hardly wait. Number one, how did you get the job?
Well, she was referred to me by word of mouth by one of her friends who's also in the business.
Number two, is that your business? You train women who are in the public eye? And...
I train all entertainers. It's my full-time position.
And number three, when you do you do spot reducing?
Well, no, there's no such thing as spot reducing.
No, you can't get rid of the thighs or anything like that?
You can do several exercises that help that area, but there's no such thing as spot reducing.
Number two,
Kitty, thank you. I know you were so interested.
Here, Kitty, I'll take some of yours.
I love Madonna. I think her song, Cry Baby, is one of the great popular songs ever written. Number two, now, after she's done a really good workout, does she ever ask you to give her a little spank or anything just for a little treat?
No, we jog. We jog. We just talk about basic directors and producers in the business.
Right?
Yeah.
Number one, the pit fur days are a thing of the past, right? She'll never go back to that, I suppose.
I don't think so.
No, all right. Number three, is she ever going to be in that movie Evita that they talk about that she might star in? Do you know?
I'm not sure. I mean, a lot of the projects that are under. I mean,
number two, how much songwriting does she actually do?
She does a little bit, but she has three main writers that do most of her writing for.
Well, they're wonderful. I think, you know, that stuff is better than Sondheim's. I mean it.
Number one, what exercise does she like to do most?
She really likes bike riding and running because it gives her a release. She lets her mind can run free when she's doing that.
Number two, what exercise does she like least?
She really basically, she hates sit-ups.
Okay, and number two, what route do you jog with her on in New York?
Well, in New York, we basically run through the park. You know, there it's kind of basically obvious.
Number three, are there some exercise you can do for your lower back?
There's a lot of exercise you can do for your lower back.
Oh, that's good to know.
As he says with a smile, Christine.
Number three, it says you were here 3.5 years. Was Sean Penn still around when you were doing this?
Yes, he was.
Did he run as well, number three?
No, he didn't.
Number two, are you married?
No, I'm single.
Number one, were you with her when she was doing Dick Tracy?
Periodically, yes.
Did she exercise during the filming, number one?
Whenever she could. She was real busy then.
Now, number two, how long does the normal program, the daily program take when you're doing the cycling, the running, and everything else?
It takes approximately about 2 hours, basically, timing we do our stretching. Our stretching lasts for about 45 minutes.
Number three, on the all...
Time's up, panel. So you have to vote and decide whether it is number 1, number 2, or number 3. Our team of challengers will receive $500 for each incorrect vote with a guarantee of $1,000. And if the panel is completely fooled, the team will receive $3,000. So, panel, if you're ready to cast your ballots, we'll start with Kitty Carlisle.
Well, number 2 and number 3 are showing us all their beautiful muscles, as if they're the real trainers. And now, number 1 either has no muscles, or he's got a beautiful body, and they didn't want to show us. So I voted for number 1.
The hidden body theory. Orson.
Number 1 didn't seem to know about the pit fur, but I voted for him anyway. It's something about his eyes.
Okay.
They're quite lovely, actually.
2 votes for number 1. Christine?
I thought number 2 knew most about her workout and seemed very confident about his answers.
So we have a vote for number 2. Ron?
Well, I eliminated number 2 because he said he wasn't married, and I can't imagine Sean punching everybody else and letting a good-looking guy like this run with his wife in the morning. They're all very handsome, and obviously they're all good athletes. When they were up on the stand, I was trying to look for the body of a runner as opposed to just an athlete, and for whatever reason, I thought number 3 had the fluid body and flexibility of a runner.
Okay. Well, let's recap the vote. Number 1 has received 2 votes. Number 2, a single vote, and number 3, a single vote. Now it's time to find out who the real superstar trainer is. Will the real Rob Parr please stand up? The body of a runner. Ron, very good. Rob, I have to ask you, when I was playing football, I didn't always want to train. Do you sometimes have to force Madonna to get out there and run?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's times where, you know, psychologically it's tough to get out there and motivate her. But she comes around.
And she doesn't want to, you don't force the issue?
Not necessarily.
Okay. Let's find out who your imposters are. Number 1, your name and what do you do?
My name is Gene Mears. I grew up in Mercer, Wisconsin, but I live out here now, and I own a theatrical dry cleaners.
Okay. Thank you. Number 2, your name and what do you do?
My name is Rick Furr. I live in Manhattan Beach, and I sell medical equipment for GE.
Okay, well, there were 3 incorrect votes, and at $500 a vote, your team will receive $1,500. And thank you for being here today on To Tell the Truth. No. No, it couldn't be. Couldn't be. Anyway, I want you to watch this. There's a real live woman inside this box. Pay attention. We'll be back to meet the lady, or what's left of her, in the box right after this. We're back, so let's meet our next team of challengers.
Number 1, what is your name, please?
My name is Allison Bly.
Number 2.
My name is Allison Bly.
Number 3.
My name is Allison Bly.
It's up to you, panel, to locate the real Allison Bly, and here is her story. Please read along with me. I, Allison Bly, am known as the Dynamite Lady. 6 years ago, I answered a crazy help wanted ad looking for someone to blow herself up. I took the job. And now, wearing a red, white, and blue Wonder Woman suit, I climbed inside a box packed with deadly explosives equal to 2 sticks of dynamite, and I blow myself up. The explosion is enough to demolish a small building or blow open a safe. But I've been injured only once. I've had a blast appearing at state fairs, baseball games, monster truck shows, and racetracks. Catch my act if you can. My show never bombs. Signed, Allison Bly. Let's start the questioning with Ron Masak.
Number 1, you answered this crazy help wanted ad. Who was looking for a lady to blow herself up?
I answered an ad from a guy named Jim Lawrence that was looking for a Wonder Woman type.
Wonder Woman. Number 2, you said you were injured only once. What happened?
Well, I got sloppy with the act, and my charges were not placed far enough out, and they blew in, and it broke my arm and my leg.
I'm glad to see you're back together.
Yeah.
Number 3, well, do you put anything in your ears to prevent the explosion from making you deaf or anything?
I'm sponsored by Bell Helmets, and they provide me with a very nice helmet that has lots of padding, so my hearing is not impaired at all.
Now, number 1.
And that's the end of that for you, Ron. Christine.
Number 2, does this job offer a health plan?
No. No health plan, no insurance.
Uh-oh, okay. Number 3, what kind of intensive training did you have to go through?
Well, it's a very physical thing. It's a stunt. It's not a performance, so it's a lot of mental, yet I do everything, so I know I'm very cautious, and I do everything myself.
Number 1, what does your mom think of this?
She's very supportive.
Okay.
Thank you. Orson.
Mercy. Well, I guess if you want to be in show business, it's in your blood, right? Number 1, you'll never drown. Do you personally place the sticks of dynamite to make sure they don't slip around, get in the wrong place or anything? Or?
Well, I wouldn't want anyone else to set them. I might have some enemies out there, so I do make my own charges.
Mercy. Number 3, what was the time you almost, that you did injure yourself? How did that happen, and what's the nature of the injury?
Well, the nature of the injury was I broke my arm and my leg, and it happened on Halloween night. So I'm always cautious about Halloween. Anyway, but the explosives were set the wrong way, and they blew in instead of out towards me.
Holy gee. Number 2.
Orson, thank you. Kitty.
Oh, my goodness. Number 1, who did this terrible thing to you? Who set the dynamite sticks the wrong way?
I was the one that was setting the charges, so I made the careless mistake.
Oh, you made the mistake. Number 2, when you get into the... Do you pray when you get into the box?
Absolutely. I always pray. I go through a checklist in my head first, and then I pray.
And number 3, does anybody get you out? How do you get out?
Well, the box disintegrates, and I get out, and I walk up, and I wave to the audience. I walk away from this.
And number 1, the man who hired you, is he
Kitty, thank you very much.
Okay.
The time is up. You can tell that all 3 of them do have explosive personalities, but it's time to vote for either number 1, number 2, or number 3. Panel, if you're ready to cast your ballots, Ron Masak will lead you off.
They're very clever around this staff, Lynn, so I tried to watch for everything. Now, I eliminated number 3 because she said it was a stunt and not a performance, and obviously it is a performance, but she then turned around and got the Bell helmet plug in there. Had me nervous. Number 2 knew right away about the charges, and I said, she knows how to talk about dynamite, right? And then, and number 1, that's got to be her own costume, because I don't think wardrobe could have done that, so I went with number 1.
I think you and Orson do love that costume quite a bit. Christine.
Well, I always wanted to be Wonder Woman. Are there any other openings for this job? For the only ladies? I love those costumes. I, after much consideration, went with number 1. Just
votes?
a gut feeling. Just a dynamite blast came to me.
Orson?
Yeah, I went with number 1, and it had to do with gut as well. I mean, it's funny how it works out.
Put it up there, Orson. It's okay. Number 1.
I don't know why I'm so nervous. Surrounded by good-looking women here.
Kitty.
Well, I voted for number 1 because she's the only one that was hiding her legs, and I thought maybe the accident had something to do with her leg now.
Oh, my goodness. We have a clean sweep over here in terms of the panel's voting. You've all voted for number 1. No votes for number 2 or number 3. Well, nothing left to do now but find out who the real Dynamite Lady is. Will the real Alison Bly please stand up? Alison, I have to ask you, what was the process for deciding how much explosive to use for any blast?
What did you say?
Percussion injury, yes.
It's 150 grams is what I use for each blow-up, and it's equivalent to 2 sticks of dynamite, and I have to weigh it out very carefully. So every time I try to calculate to be the exact same explosion every time.
Yes, to blow
But
up the
you
blocks.
never
to blow up the box, and not
me.
yourself.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you got all 4 of the votes yourself.
I know,
but before we go in there, we'll find out who the other imposters are. Number 2, your name and what do you do?
My name's Sabrina Langston. I run the coffee corner at the farmer's market.
Okay. Number 3, your name and what do you do?
My name is Karen Clancy. I'm a full-time student and a part-time dental assistant.
Okay. We'd like to thank all of you for being here on To Tell the Truth. And remember, folks, Allison is a professional. Please, don't go home and blow yourself up. All right? We'll be back to play one-on-one with someone from our studio audience right after this. Now it's time to play one-on-one with someone from our studio audience. So, Burton, who do you have for us today?
Well, then today we have Janet Honey from Bridgeton, Missouri. Janet?
Janet, you're on vacation?
Yes.
Well, if you play this game well, you'll get a chance to put some extra money in your pocket. We are going to introduce you to a man who has 2 stories. His name is Wahid Asim. Please welcome Wahid. Now, Wahid is going to give you 2 stories, only one of which is the truth. Now, if you can spot the true story, you'll win $500. So, Wahid, what is your first story?
I'm the son of the Emir of Kuwait. I'm here in America going to college.
Okay, now that may or may not be the truth, so listen to Wahid's second story.
5 years ago, I didn't know what a pizza was. Now I'm America's champion pizza maker.
Okay, panel, to help Janet win $500, each of you will ask 1 question about each story. So, Kitty, we'll begin with you and the first story about Kuwait.
Thank you. Where do you go to college?
George Mason.
Thank you.
Orson?
I think for the first time both stories could be true. Number 1, under Kuwaiti law, how many wives are you allowed to have?
Up to 5 wives.
Up to 5.
Yes. Christine?
Okay. What does an emir do?
Well, he was the Emir, which is the king, the president, but now he's not there anymore. But he's still running the people, the government and stuff behind the scene.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you
Ron?
have communications with your father?
Yes, I do.
Very good.
Okay. Now, you've heard the first story, Janet. Now we'll go to the second story, the pizza man. Kitty?
What does a champion pizza maker do?
Make the pizzas as fast as he can, as fast as I can.
Orson?
Number 2, what's the greatest height you've ever managed to achieve in throwing pizza in the air?
2 meters.
2 meters.
Okay. Christine?
Who or what named you the champion pizza maker?
My speed.
Was it a competition?
1 question, 1 question. Ron?
Where was the competition held?
Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Okay. Now, Janet, you've heard the cross-examination. Is Wahid the son of the Emir of Kuwait, or is he the champion pizza man?
I think he's the champion pizza man. And I think it was because of the smirk when he said you could have 5 wives. I think I'd smile, too, if I had 5.
Most men do, but not until the bills come, okay? Wahid, what is your true story?
To tell the truth, I am the pizza champion.
Janet, congratulations. You win $500, and thank you for playing one-on-one.
Thank you.
Now, Wahid, we have a little something for you. Just to prove that you are a champion, we have some of the fixings over here. So, isn't this wonderful? We get to play this game and eat, too. All right, Wahid, you're rolling up your sleeves. You're known to be the fastest man making pizzas. I've got the watch on you. On your mark.
You can move this for me real quick?
Get set. Go. There he goes. He's rolling it. Oh, that flower is flying. Oh, he lost his grip on one. He's got another one right here. Oh, yes. I need a little more makeup. That's fine. That's nice. And it goes down on the platter. He's got the sauce. And it's a pizza. That's one. Great technique, this man. I don't know how Joseph must have felt. There's another one. Here we go. This is terrific. Great technique. Brian Stevens is part of the job. Whoa, let's see. How much are passing along here? Oh, no! All right, we'll be right back after this. Wow. Now, Wahid, I have to ask you that you made how many pizzas to win this championship?
I made 16 pizzas in 2 minutes and 56 seconds.
Boy, that's a lot of pizza. Well, it's good eating, too. Listen, panel, you all did a great job today. Thank you for being so good. You can't talk your mouth full. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Las Vegas, lights, clothes, games of chance. But behind the spectacle is a private world. The price of admission, $100,000 of your own money. It's the high-stakes room you haven't seen until now. Watch Real High Rollers Johnny Chan, Phil Hellmuth, Doyle Brunson, Daniel Negreanu, Barry Greenstein, and Jerry Buss. High-stakes poker, Monday nights at 9. Only on GSN. This game is the real deal.
Flash back to the 70s with the Match Game Posse in that 70s hour. Do yourself a solid and check out that 70s hour. 1 full hour of Match Game tonight at 11, only on GSN.